All right. So as also had been highlighted by Professor Lee, what are some of the barriers to the policy acceptance? And we have discussed, for example, the issue of trust, or as we discussed later, it's really people's expectations not having been met in terms of what was promised. So we see that in the case of Bududa, landslides happen almost annually. And as far as we can foresee, landslides are going to continue to devastate the community. Okay? But in fact, even just as we have just seen from the policy priority areas, trees are not appearing here. Okay? And yet it is one of the strategies which we are saying that we need to plant trees, okay, to avert the problem of landslides. But it has not come up as a priority area. So our question is, why? Okay? And here is the answer from the community. Why? Okay? Why? Since forests belong to the government, if the community were to plant trees, as I have tried to show in this picture here, all right, they might be creating forests and hence lose their lands. This was one of the comments which came. And even in the DP, it was also raised as what? As an issue. That you are telling us to plant trees. The trees will become forests, which forest you will then gazette as not accessible to us. But it originally started as our land. Okay? So this is why, although people understand and appreciate that the trees are important, okay, there is this underlying issue which we have discussed even previously, ownership. Okay? Or if you move them away from that land, when you move them to where you move them, are you going to use the language we used in the morning? Are you relocating them or you are resettling them? Because I think in the morning we understood that those two terms are what? Are different. Okay? So these are all raising concerns from the community in terms of some of the initiatives that you are trying to push forward to mitigate the shocks of landslides. Okay? So this is for Bududa. For Butaleja, okay? The floods is the problem, and we know for sure that the floods are going to come. Okay? So, what are we looking at? Regular desilting, and also permanent housing. Okay? I'm sorry, the pictures are not very clear, but you would see this is a house which has been affected, and for sure you cannot rescue anything there. And also the idea of raising the houses. Okay? So, and people are appreciating that this is what needs to be done. Here you can see this was on the issue of the channels, but there is some equipment that is required. So, what were the concerns from the community in their own voice? Okay? Heavy machinery is required for desilting, which the community lacks. So when we say that the community should do it, while they appreciate it's a good thing, they do not believe that they have the resources necessary to get this done. This is actually from the community voice. The other concern that was risen is that iron bars and cement are required for houses with high floors, yet these are expensive. So we appreciate the information we are getting that yes, do permanent houses instead of these ones. Yes, raise your houses a bit so that even if the floods come, you will not be as affected. But this is their response to the challenge. All right? So this is why we have, so this is other examples of the barriers that exist in terms of why the policies may not be accepted in a fashion that we would expect. So as I conclude, what are some of the issues that have arisen from this? One, and I think my moderator actually highlighted this point already, land use policy. Okay? There is need for dissemination of this and for us to understand what it entails, okay? And that in fact that there is a sustainable approach to land management, land use, land management in the region. That is very important. So that, one, you are averting the challenge of the landslides and what happens after that, but also that you are increasing soil productivity. So that even while we may be doing our smallholder farming, which we would also want to modernize, all right? But even for where you are, all right, you can get the maximum possible out of the patch of land that you have. The other key area that is coming out is the livelihood diversification. so that communities do not depend solely on agriculture. And we saw this very clearly from the examples that were shared from Butaleja.